Hello. Hi. I know y'all probably like, where have you been? I don't think I've been live in years, but I was working on this order and I was gonna make a video, but it takes me too long to edit and upload it. So I said, let me just go live. So I'm working on a order for a, how do you call it? What do you call it? A half birthday. This is for a 6-month-old. And so the theme, it's a football theme. And they are doing like 50-yard line. Like I guess you made it half the way. So it's like a football theme. And it's a dessert package of Rice Krispies, pretzels, cookies, and cupcakes. So I'm starting to dip the treats now. The order is for tomorrow morning. So I have my chocolate melted already. Well, you guys know, this is chocolate almond bark. That is my chocolate of choice. Get it from Walmart. And so the pretzels, like I said, it is football themed. And so I usually use wax paper to dip my treats. But I got these cutting boards. It's like a thin cutting board, and they came in a pack of 2. I got them from Dollar Tree. I also got this cup from Dollar Tree. It had a top, I don't know, but it was in like the plasticware section. So we dipped in 12 pretzels. I don't know if I'll get through all the treats, but we're gonna start with the pretzels. I haven't did this in so long. I haven't did an order of treats in about maybe 5 months, 6 months. Because as you guys know, I got married a month ago, a month from today. I got married on March 8th. So I've been doing a lot of wedding stuff. So I've been really busy with that. So because of that reason, I wasn't taking a lot of orders just because I know my focus was on my wedding. But yet and still, now, well, you guys also know if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook that 3 days after our wedding, my bonus son, my husband's son, oldest son, he passed away. So we also have been dealing with that. So I'm just kind of getting back into the groove. I haven't been taking any new orders just because I've been in a different headspace. Like I said, I was consumed with the wedding content. And then right after the wedding, our son passed away. So we went right from planning a wedding to planning a funeral. So now we're kind of getting back in the groove of things. And like I said, this is one of my regular customers. She's been ordering from me for years. She actually placed this order in January, I believe. I think it was January. It was so long ago that I forgot that I actually had it. That's how long ago she placed this order. So I just so happen every Sunday I'll look at my calendar and kind of see what I have going on for that week. And I've been so used to not having anything on my calendar. Like I said, I haven't really been doing any orders. So when I saw that I had an order, I had to do a double take because what? And like because of the wedding, I have a baking room where I keep all my baking supplies. It's like right on the other side of my living room. But we were like storing so much stuff for the wedding. that a lot of my baking stuff got like pushed to the back of the house, like in our other storage. So I had to go digging through boxes to find my baking stuff. This is why I have this new stuff. I have these new mats and this new cup because I couldn't even find half my stuff that I was looking for. So I had to go buy new stuff. I was telling one of my friends that I was used to having like, 6 or 7 orders in one weekend. So I was able to do those orders. Like I would do an Amazon order for the things that I needed, and then I would have to go to like Walmart or maybe Dollar Tree for other things. And so, like I said, I just haven't did an order in so long that I kind of got out of the groove of doing it, that I was in Walmart like walking around like a chicken with my head cut off. I was going from, because the cake supplies, like the cake and like treat supplies, are like on one side of the store, and then the groceries are on the other side of the store. So I was like going back and forth. Like, oh yeah, yeah, I need butter. Oh yeah, I need straws. Like literally, I used to have this thing down pat. But I feel like I had to learn how to do orders all over again. Like I literally had to buy everything. I had to buy a piping tip just to do my cupcakes. And I know I have piping tips, but like I said, between the wedding and the funeral, because now we have like a bunch of flowers and stuff in the back, and a lot of the, like I DIY'd almost my entire wedding. So I have everything. I have all of the tablecloths, all of the centerpieces, all of the, like everything, like in that back storage. So now my baking room is full of wedding stuff, which I need to try to figure out what I'm gonna do with that stuff. So I'm not able to get to a lot of my baking stuff. So I had to rebuy a lot of stuff that I already know. I know I have, but I just can't get to it. It just don't feel like getting to it right now. So it was easier to just buy it, like the little supplies that I needed. Okay. So we just dipped all 12 pretzels. That was easy. So I like this cup. I saw this cup and I said, oh, this would be perfect for dipping pretzels because it's plastic. I like using plastic. It has a handle and then it's like long. So I'm able to, like, as you can see. So I think I'm gonna make these look like footballs. I'm gonna do like the white line with like the other lines going across it. I might do some of them like that, and then I might do some of them with like green sprinkles or something. I haven't quite decided, but I know the picture that she sent me, the pretzel rods looked like footballs. But also, if you watch my content, you know I don't like to do all 12 of my treats the same. And I think because I was talking, I sat here and dipped all 12 of these, but I meant to do 6 green. But like I said, when I get ready to decorate them, I'm just gonna decorate 6 of them one way and then 6 another. This is why I like this, because if this was parchment paper, I wouldn't be able to move this like this. So I'm gonna have to go buy some more of these. Not that I'm looking to be taking orders anytime soon. Oh shoot. Oh, look at me, look at me. Making a mess. I'm gonna have to re-dip those two. Don't be like me. I'll have to re-dip those two. Like I said, I haven't did this in a while. So the Rice Krispies, I'm definitely gonna do those half and half. And this is green candy melts from Walmart. So first, I have some green straws. And I could not find dark green. I found some light green straws, but I'm gonna add dark green ribbon to them. But I don't know if I wanted to do green straws with green Rice Krispies, right? That probably would have been too much. Probably would have been a bit much. Whenever you stick these straws, it kind of fattens them out. So I like to kind of make sure they're standing up straight so they're not like leaning or crooked on the dessert table. Yeah, so these, the green ones, I'm gonna make them green, and then I'm gonna put a white line down the middle, and then I'm gonna, or I might make it go this way with like the 50 since that's the long way, and put like 50. And then I think I'm gonna put footballs on some of them. Yeah, I have some brown fondant, so I'm gonna make footballs for some of them, and I'm gonna put green ribbon on them. The cupcakes, I'm gonna do like, you guys know, when I do my cupcake toppers, I do like a set that match. So some of them will be like the 50 yard. Some of them will be footballs. And then I'm trying to think of the next design. The ones she sent me were all the same. They were like green with footballs on them, but y'all know I'm not doing that. They were green. They had like green icing with just like and I know where the football comes from. Wilton sells a set, like a topper set, and it has the edible footballs already. I use those sometimes. Like I'll use them to like, you know, add to the decorations, but I'm not going to make a whole set and just add like a candy football on top. I'm gonna decorate them more than that. So I'm gonna actually make my own footballs, either out of chocolate. I have a football mold actually. So I'm gonna make my own footballs either out of chocolate or fondant to add to these. And then I'm going to, I might put like a referee jersey on some of them. Like I thought about using black and white, like the black and white stripe sticks, like a referee's jersey. But I have some, I didn't have enough. And then I tried to find some and I couldn't. And even on Amazon prices have gotten ridiculous. Like, that's another reason why I'm just not really excited to be doing treats like that, because the amount of money I would have to be charging now when they want, like I used to be able to get these straws from like Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree used to sell them in all different colors, or you can just like randomly find them. Like I used to be able to get them from like, you know, Michael's and stuff still have them, but they're more expensive. And trying to get like the exact color to match the theme. Sometimes the straws alone, like these paper straws alone, could be like $12 on Amazon. So it's like, if I paid $12 for just the straws, how much do you think I need to now charge you for a dozen of these for me to be able to make a profit? And I don't think people really understand. Like they just feel like, oh, it's easy. You're just dipping them. And you didn't even make the Rice Krispies. I've heard that too. But you know how much supplies cost? You haven't even started making the Rice Krispies yet, and you already spent $12 just on straws. Now, when I used to do, like, there was a period of time where, if you guys been following me, the whole unicorn mermaid stage, oh my goodness. It was like a year and a half where I was doing unicorns and mermaids every weekend, every weekend, every weekend. And the good thing is that they share the same colors. Like most of the people who wanted unicorns and mermaids, they wanted the pastel with the gold. So when I was doing orders like that, I would be able to like buy like straws and fondant and chocolate that like match because the orders are the same color. But these days, people are not really ordering the same orders like that anymore. So it makes it hard to try to save on supplies. All right, so we got the straws in those. We're gonna let them set up. But like I said, I'm only gonna dip like 6 of these in green. And then I think I'm gonna dip the other 6 actually in white, not even brown. Yeah, I'm gonna do 6 green, and then I'm gonna do 6 in white or brown. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Somebody said congratulations. Y'all, I'm so blind. I need glasses. I do see it says congratulations. Thank you. Guessing you're talking about my wedding. Thank you. So yeah, I'm gonna dip the 6 Rice Krispies in this, and then I'm probably gonna go back. I'm probably gonna reheat that chocolate because I gotta dip those 2 that I messed up. And if they don't want to cooperate, I'm gonna dip 2 additional ones because and not my thing about to fall. My stand about to fall. That's how long I haven't recorded. Finding the ring light and the pieces that go with it, that was drama in itself because I just haven't used it for so long. All right, I'm gonna put these to the side because this chocolate still looks wet to me. So let's look at these pretzels because they've dried, gotten a chance to dry. Like I said, I messed up 2 of them. So I might just, I'm gonna just redip. Yeah, we're just gonna do 2 new ones. What the heck, right? Just do 2 new ones. All right, so now I'm gonna move these. I actually am gonna move them to parchment paper. See, I'm all over the place. The old me that used to do 6 orders a week would have had these things done already. But I'm struggling around here. Also, another reason that I've slowed down, before, you guys know I used to do treats full time for a few years. Yeah, I'm redipping that one too. I used to do treats full time for a few years, but then I ended up going back to work. But I was a substitute, so I was only working maybe like 2 to 3 days a week. And I was doing my orders, and I was doing YouTube, and I was doing the online classes for I forgot the name of the company. What's the name of that company that I used to do online classes for? The online treat decorating classes for. So I was doing that. I was doing YouTube. I was substituting. I was doing my cake business full time, and then I was teaching the online classes. I also was doing one-on-one classes with people. So I ended up moving from being a substitute. Now I'm a teacher. So this is now my third year teaching. So it's much different teaching full time than substituting 2 to 3 days a week. Like I was able to, the slow weeks I would work more, or I would teach another class, like another baking class. But like now that I work full time, I don't be having the time or the patience. Like coming home on a Friday, trying to do all that, those orders and stuff, trying to get orders out by Saturday morning. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I just can't. Like I'm able to do this one because it's a Sunday order and I didn't really have anything. I'm in a break between, did I say I was in school? I'm in school. I'm in my last semester of school. And so this week is actually a break week. School starts on Monday. So this is like a sweet spot for me where I'm kind of free this weekend where I normally wouldn't be. Adrian, please. Please. This is a sweet spot for me because I'm between orders. Not orders. Between semesters. Sorry. So she caught me at a good time. Like I said, she's my regular. She's been ordering from me for years. And there was one point where she was like ordering a cake every month. I don't know. It's like a group of them. It's like a group of friends. And it's like almost like they throw parties every month. I can't really figure it out because I don't know her personally. I only know her as a client. But it was a group of them that was like ordering cakes every month and treats every month. And like she would literally call me and be like, this month we need this month. And I can't really figure out if they're like friends, if they're family. I can't figure out. But yeah, she's been ordering 4 years. So, and she kind of, my regulars, they kind of don't even give me a choice. They'll send me a picture. They'll send me a date. Hey, you got this date? So I look up the date. I'll be like, oh yeah, I got that date. I want this. Or they'll say, oh, how much would you charge for this? So I give them a quote. What about September 3rd? And I say, oh yeah, I have that date open. Next thing I know, they done sent the money. Like they don't even wait for me to even confirm or nothing. I just see a Zelle notification. So they don't wait on the invoice, nothing. My regulars, they done got so spoiled. So yeah, she's one of my super regulars. So I don't know. Like I said, it's a group of them that's like always ordering. I don't even know which one of them is for. It's just that she's always the one that does the ordering for everybody. So, all right. So now you got to let that chocolate. I've seen somebody ask me, somebody told me when they dip their cake pops and when they dip their Rice Krispie treats and stuff like that, that they were falling off of the straws. You have to let it dry. You can't just go ahead and dip it. You got to let it dry. So now that it's dry, we can get to dipping. Let me look at it. I mean, this is for you guys to see, right? So I get it in there. Just give it a quick little twirl. Sit it flat, pick it up, shake it. And like I said, if it wasn't dry, and if the stick also is not down farther enough, you need to stick your stick down at least halfway. At least halfway. Because if you don't stick it down far enough, it'll also fall off. And so you just want to shake it. You want to scrape the bottom off. Because we don't want our Rice Krispies or treats sitting in a puddle of chocolate. You see that? We don't like puddles of chocolate. And this chocolate is a lot thinner than I usually like it to be. I normally would have it thicker than this, but I may have put a little bit too much of the oil. You can also scrape the bottom. Like I said, this one is a little thinner than I'm normally used to, because you wouldn't have to scrape it. And also, the thicker, it's like a perfect consistency. Like I said, this is a little bit thinner than I would like it to be. But at a perfect consistency, you'll be able to get a good coat on your, see how it's, because it's a little thinner, it's creating a little puddle. You'll be able to dip it quickly, and then it'll start drying quickly, the thicker it is. But when it's thinner, yeah, this is sitting in a puddle. I think I might have to add some more. I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit because it'll thicken up a little bit as it sits. Because listen, we don't like puddles. So I'm gonna pick that up and move it so it's not sitting in that puddle. Pick it up, see the little puddle it created, and move it. There you go. So now it shouldn't be sitting in a puddle anymore. We're gonna let it thicken up a bit. But yeah, so we're gonna do 6 of these green, 6 of them white. And I think I'm gonna do jerseys or like referee jerseys maybe. I'm gonna do the 50 on the green ones. And I'm gonna put footballs on some of them. And like the cupcakes, like I said, I'm gonna do some of them with the 50 yard line topper. I'm gonna do some of them with footballs and then something else. I'm gonna do 3 different things. I might text her and get the baby's name. I might put the baby's name on some of them and some of the treats. Yeah, I think I'm gonna text her and get the baby's name, and we'll add the baby's name to some of the treats. Let me see if I can see these comments. What kind of oil did you use? Paramount. I use Paramount crystals or I use coconut oil. If I do use coconut oil, all of my regulars, I've already asked them this about coconut allergies. But Paramount crystals, and sometimes if I don't, I'll use a little bit of vegetable oil. Vegetable oil is tricky though, I will say, because sometimes vegetable oil will make the chocolate like seize up almost. So I really like either coconut oil or Paramount crystals. Those are my favorite ones to use. But like I said, my regulars they already know that I used coconut oil. I'll ask them, oh, do you have any allergies? Just got a text message from somebody. But I'll ask them any coconut allergies, or is it okay if I use coconut oil? They'll say fine. I've only had one person tell me that not to use coconut oil. So I used Paramount crystals for them. But I always have coconut oil. That's usually what I use. You got to be careful with coconut oil though. Like I said, if you put too much, it'll make it too thin. Also, coconut oil, if you use too much, it'll give you the runs. So I use just a little bit, just a little bit, just to loosen up the chocolate. I've also seen people use the actual almond bark to loosen up chocolate. The only thing with using almond bark, like you can use brown almond bark to loosen up your black or your dark colors, or you're like a black, or if you're using a brown, it loosens it up because for some reason it has a different consistency than the chocolate. You see, I had no problem with the almond bark, but for some reason my melts are like, all it is, I added a little bit too much. Like I usually add like half a teaspoon. I probably added a little bit too much because I didn't measure it. But I'm gonna add some more chocolate to this if it doesn't thicken up the way I want it to. But yeah, I've seen people use the white almond bark. They might just like drop one of those in here. The only thing is, if it's only a little bit of chocolate like this, it's gonna lighten your chocolate. So you're gonna end up with a pastel green. So then you're gonna have to come back with either oil-based color, or you're gonna have to come back with where I don't know if I showed you guys on YouTube, where you take the water-based color and then you mix it with a little bit of oil and then you put it into your chocolate. But I don't advise you to do that because, like I said, it's a sweet spot. Like you got to get it just right, unless your chocolate will start seizing up. I know how to do it because I did it so many times, but I prefer the oil-based color anyway because you don't have to add nothing to it. You're not supposed to add water-based color to chocolate because you know oil and water don't mix, and it make your chocolate seize up. So let's see, this one got a little bit thicker since we've been sitting here. Yeah, it's thicker. All right, so let's give it a stir and let's try this again. Yeah, see, now it's thicker than it was. Let's try it again. See if it gives us the same puddle. Yes, it's thicker. Yeah, it's thicker and it's coating it better too. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I can tell. The only thing with it being thicker is that it's gonna start to dry quicker. So, which means I need to work faster. There we go. Yep. So that's the trick. You can either just let it dry and it'll thicken up for you, or I could have added more chocolate to it. See, yeah, it's drying quickly now. What should I do? I'm thinking I should do, oh no, I'm thinking I should do four, four green, four white, four brown. That's what I'm thinking I should do. Because then I could put the footballs, I can do the referee, or I could do like the 50-yard line or the baby's name. So yeah, I think I'm gonna only do four of them green. So yeah, those are the four green ones. Set those to the side and let those dry, because now I have to reheat my chocolate. But now I re-dipped the other pretzels. Now they're perfect, as you can see. No puddles or nothing. And when I do my pretzels, when you're dipping them, you see how all of these pretzels have a natural curve in them, right? So when I put them down, I make sure all of the curve is going the right way, the same way. Because when they put them on a dessert table, they're gonna put them like this. And you see how they fit like a puzzle? But if I would have dipped this one like this, look at that. When you get ready to sit them on a dessert table, if I would have dipped them, look how they don't fit together. See that? So make sure when you take them out the bag, they have that natural curve to them. Make sure all of them, the curve on all of them is facing, and when you dip them, you want to try to dip them all about, let me turn them around so you can see. You want to try to dip them all about the same length. You don't want one dipped up here, one dipped down here, one all the way down here. I know some people, they like to dip them all the way to the end. You can go back if you want the entire pretzel dipped. You can go back and dip this side to get the whole thing dipped. I like to leave the little handle on them. Also, this leaves if you want to add like a little decoration. Like I said, when I was doing like the unicorns and the mermaids and stuff, I can add like seashells and stuff to the end of it. I like the exposed part of it because, you know, well, by now everybody knows what chocolate covered pretzels look like, but and just in case they don't, they can see what it is. If you dip the whole thing, somebody who by chance never saw a chocolate covered pretzel might be like, what is this? So I like to leave a little bit. You could dip them farther if you want to dip them like almost to the end. I've seen that, but I usually always dip mine about this far. And then, like I said, some of these I'm gonna add footballs to. Not footballs, no, not these. Not these. I'm adding footballs to these. If they were green, I would have added a football maybe to the end of them. But like I said, these are now gonna get the white line with the cross on them once I melt my white chocolate. So I'm gonna go do that. Let me see what y'all talking about. Cassandra, I hope I answered your question. Like I said, probably like a half a teaspoon, half a tablespoon. Depending, for this much, I use like a half a teaspoon. But if you were dipping a lot of treats, I'm not dipping that many treats. If you were dipping it, you would have to just kind of judge it. Per bag, I probably use like 3/4 of a teaspoon. If you put too much oil, like I said, it'll be 2 runny, and then it'll give you a puddle at the bottom. See, I don't have a puddle at the bottom, how it sits with no puddle. That's because the chocolate is the right consistency. You dipped it, you scraped it, you sat it flat. Now I've seen people lay them down. I don't like, if you're gonna put it on a stick, I don't understand the point of laying it down, because if it's on a stick, chances are they're gonna want to stand it up. So don't put them on sticks and then lay them down this way, because that's gonna give you your flat side, and it's gonna, like, you see how it create, like, it's perfectly flat at the bottom. If you laid it down this way, it will be perfectly flat that way. So if they were trying to stand them up on their dessert table, it wouldn't stand up. So I always stand them up. But I've seen people dip them and lay them down. I don't know why, but to each his own. But like I said, I always stand mine up, because I know usually my clients want their desserts standing up on their dessert table. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe when I get ready to do the cupcakes and the sugar cookies, I'll go live again. Or I might make that into a video, depending on how I feel. Just trying to get back into recording, give y'all something, because I've been getting emails and DMs from you guys like, where have you been? So just trying to give you something. Like I said, I haven't had many orders to record. I do have a lot of wedding content. I don't even know where to start with uploading the wedding content. And I don't know, I didn't know if y'all would be interested in wedding content. I did make my own wedding cake, so we can go through that. I didn't record myself making it because it just was too much going on that day. But I could show you guys pictures and videos of it and kind of go through what I used. I can make a supply list and kind of go through what I use, kind of show y'all the different techniques. It was a faux cake, or fake wedding cake. It was 1, 2, 3, 4 tiers, but it had the real slice that we were able to like cut out. So I can show you guys how to do that, and I could show y'all, I could do a video on that. Then I'll have my wedding. The photographer is working on the vlog from the wedding, so I'll probably upload that. I think I uploaded my engagement pictures as a short, and I think I uploaded my engagement video as a short, but I didn't do any wedding content. I also want to do a video on my flowers. I loved my flowers, and we rented them. Yeah, and they looked real. They smelled really good. They were really pretty, so I'm gonna do a video on that. I don't know, any other videos you guys want to know? Once I post the wedding pictures or the wedding video, I'm sure people will ask questions, and then I can kind of tell you, because like I said, I DIY'd almost everything. My wedding was at a library, so it was like a book theme, like a fairy tale happily ever after theme. So it was a lot of like, our menus were like look like bookmarks, and there was like vintage books on the table. Our seating chart was a big giant book. So I could show you guys all of that. We made that. We made the seating chart. My dad made it. I recorded him making that, so I could show you guys that. We bought books from like different bookstores and stuff, and we like made them look vintage ourselves. I could show you guys that. What else did we make? I made my own menus on Canva, and had them printed at Office Depot. I made my own wedding cake. What else did I make? I did my own mirror. We had a mirror that says like, "You look gorgeous, have a seat." We did that. My friend Adrian, who's singing, she could help me. She actually made that. I can't think of what else, but it was a lot of DIY projects. We had these little boxes that look like books, and we had slices of cake in each box. Like I said, because my wedding cake was fake, we had pre-sliced cake in the boxes. They looked like little books with ribbons. Really cute. I'll show you guys pictures of that. Show y'all where I got those from. My mom put like a message on the inside. So yeah, different things I can go through. Like I said, I DIY'd everything. I bought everything. So I can go through telling you guys where I got everything from, how much I paid for it if y'all want to see that, how much we paid for the wedding altogether. If you want to see that, I could do a video on that. But that's it. Like I said, I just wanted to get on here and kind of get back into recording because I know I've been missing in action. So I don't know if I'm going to go live for the rest of this or I'm just going to record the rest of it as a video. Either way, thank you guys. Bye.